Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. I want to bring you said information out of Texas, and it is pertaining to the missing Fort Hood soldier and the remains that were found last week. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to 12abcnewskdrv.com. Human remains identified as missing Fort Hood soldier, Vanessa Guillen, family attorney says. Human remains found in a shallow Texas grave were positively identified as Army SPC Vanessa Guillen on Sunday, according to Guillen family attorney Natalie Kawam, and there is also a said video in this article. Human remains found in the shallow Texas grave were positively identified as Army Special Vanessa Guillen on Sunday, according to Guillen family attorney Natalie Kawam. Guillen, 20, had been missing since April and was last seen in the parking lot of her barracks at Fort Hood on April 22nd, according to the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command, CID. Her remains were found June 30th. Guillen was bludgeoned to death with a hammer in the Army room where she worked. Her body was transported from the military installation by her killer, Kawam said, citing details the family learned during a meeting with Army investigators Thursday. Kawam told CNN on Sunday that Guillen couldn't be identified by her medical records because her face had been beaten so badly. Her remains had to be sent to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to be identified. It's just been a sad morning and weekend for us, Kawam said. The main suspect in the disappearance was identified by officials on Thursday as Special Aaron David Robinson, who shot himself Wednesday after being confronted by investigators, according to the Guillen Police Department. Kawam said the family told her that Guillen had planned to file a harassment complaint against Robinson the day after she was killed, and that they believe Robinson became enraged when she told him that. Robinson told authorities Guillen wanted to report him having a relationship with the However, Robinson told authorities Guillen wanted to report him for having a relationship with a married woman, something the Guillen family disputes. Fort Hood officials said they were not aware of reports of sexual harassment involving Robinson, but the investigation was ongoing. Kawam said investigators told the family that Robinson called a woman he was involved with to help him dispose of Guillen's body after moving it outside the base. A woman identified as Cicely Ann Aguilar, who is the estranged wife of a former soldier from Fort Hood, was arrested by Texas Rangers in connection with Guillen's disappearance. She is in Bell County Jail awaiting civilian authorities to press charges, CID said. And there is also other related stories in this said commentary. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to 12 News ABC KDRV. First, let me say, I don't know what was said between the two decedents, the victim and the suspect. Was Robinson harassing Guillen? I don't know. But he did something to her for him to go in that room and beat her on base without caring to be caught, without caring to be taking her body off the property, then also calling someone else to go dismember her, burn her, put her pieces of body in different holes, 3 holes, mind you. They also went back to the scene more than one time. So he didn't care, period. So something happened between the two. Now, I wish whatever happened, as far as verbally, she never said a word to him, because obviously something she said or did set him off to beat her that day in that room. That's common sense. Now, it is stated that they did not work together. He worked in another area close by where she worked. He was not superior to her, so I don't know who they are speaking of, her family, that she said was harassing her, who she told was harassing her. That's the main question now, is who was Guillen speaking of that was sexually harassing her? Was it him? Or was it she actually did tell him she's going to go report him for having an affair with another woman, a married woman? I don't know. But as you see, it's a small town. People know of things. Maybe this is a ruse he was using to authorities. But what I find interesting is that they're now repeating what he allegedly said, but then he also killed himself last week. So did he give this commentary before he shot himself, or he spoke with investigators beforehand and then they came back and approached him, and then he killed himself? This is a wicked story. And the fact that this young man, let's say, was sexually harassing this woman, Miss Guillen, he fancied her, obsessed with her, stalked her, whatever. Well, what were you doing with the other woman, Miss Aguilar? Yeah, y'all missed that part? Because I find that very interesting. If you were stalking Miss Guillen, then where does this lady off base come into place? Well, I mean, what's the play? Because I'm confused. And see, we don't know because we have two dead people. And the dead don't tell no tales. So we have to now go by friends of friends, social media posts, and or text messaging, things of that sort. But I find it very sickening that this act occurred on base, occurred anyway, and the fact that if he was stalking this lady, he also had another woman he was messing with, and she obviously had some type of loyalty to him to be stupid enough to meet him out in the middle of nowhere to dismember a deceased young lady, chop her up and burn her. This is wicked all day long. And the base, the army, you all are going to have to stand account for what happened on that base. You're going to have to stand account if he was actually sexually harassing her or whomever was harassing this young lady, because she is now dead because of something that happened on that base before the murder. I will bring you another update pertaining to this story. It will not be a good story. It's in relation to her death, a very horrific tale of her death, but I'm bringing you this said information so you will be aware of the storyline. Prayers to her family, prayers for justice for this young lady, prayers for all those who are on base, women as well as men, and whatever the hell is going on at Fort Hood. This is the sad information coming out of Texas. Thanks for joining me on this hot Tuesday in the high 10. I will be back with another video. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. And this is Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.